focused mind lives intentionally. That distinction changes everything. Now think about how much human behavior is shaped unconsciously by repeated focus. A person focuses constantly on lack and begins experiencing life through scarcity. Another focuses on possibility and begins noticing opportunity. One focuses on fear. Another focuses on growth. Attention shapes interpretation. Interpretation shapes reality. Where attention goes, identity follows. Now, this does not mean ignoring difficulty or pretending challenges do not exist. It means refusing to surrender awareness completely to unconscious emotional programming. It means becoming selective about what enters the mind repeatedly. Selective about environments. Selective about information. Selective about emotional energy. Because repeated exposure always creates psychological influence. Now pause for a moment and think deeply about this. If someone observed your attention patterns every day, what identity would they assume you were building? Fearful? Reactive? Distracted? Intentional? Focused? Conscious? That question reveals more about a person's future than most people realize. Because your attention patterns quietly become your life patterns. And life patterns become destiny over time. This is why reclaiming attention restores personal power. Not because focus magically solves everything, but because conscious attention interrupts unconscious living. The moment awareness becomes intentional, identity begins reorganizing. The person starts choosing instead of reacting. And slowly, the matrix loses influence. Because the matrix depends on unconscious attention consumption. It depends on emotional overload, constant distraction, fragmented awareness. But the moment a person becomes fully present, fully conscious, fully intentional, control weakens. That is the beginning of mental sovereignty. Not perfection, awareness. The ability to observe where your energy flows and consciously redirect it. And once a person learns to protect their attention, they begin reclaiming themselves. But there is another layer most people still overlook. Even after attention becomes intentional, another force continues shaping reality internally every single day. The voice inside the mind itself. Because external distraction is only part of the prison. Internal dialogue shapes identity even more deeply. You have reclaimed your attention. Now you must reclaim the voice silently narrating your reality every moment of your life. Chapter 6. Rewrite the internal voice controlling your life. There is a voice inside your mind that speaks to you every single day. Most people hear it so often, they stop noticing it completely. It narrates experience, interprets reality, predicts outcomes, defines identity, and over time, this internal voice becomes one of the most powerful forces shaping a human life. Because the way you speak to yourself quietly becomes the way you experience yourself. The mind believes what it hears repeatedly. Think about that carefully. Because many people are carrying internal dialogue patterns they never consciously chose. Patterns inherited from criticism, fear, failure, emotional conditioning, past experiences, and eventually, those repeated thoughts begin sounding like truth. A person says, "I always fail," but if you examine the statement carefully, it is rarely objective reality. It is emotional repetition, a painful memory repeated internally until it becomes identity. Someone else says, "I'm behind." Behind who? According to whose timeline?